The hag's eyes seem to move independently of each other.
Yeah.
as she approaches. Her straggly brown hair hanging in front of her multi-directional eyes. Resting on each shoulder are red-eyed ravens that scrutinize your group. Behind her, a hulking creature built with disparate fiendish parts trudges, moaning and hopping as it walks. Then both of the hag's eyes focus keenly on your group and on Lulu specifically. My goodness! The hag croaks, spittling dribble from her mouth. Where did you find such a treasure?
Home Depot?
Which we don't have the hag.
Gnome Depot.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you guys are going to be basically over here. I had the hag printed, but I think I ended up losing that piece. And then you're over here.
Yeah.
You were talking with the Kenku.
Yeah.
Kenku came back. And where are you guys at?
I'm looking and examining what's behind them.
He's looking at the car.
Oh, the car?
Yeah, just...
Okay. And what are you going to be doing there, Wolverine?
I'm still stuck on the hag. I'm just like, I'm trying to follow the one eye, but like one of my other eyes, like the beast is kind of trying to look the other way, and he's looking at. So I'm matching her cross-eyed gaze, and then one eye kind of just knocks over at the other eye. And I kind of cross-eyed look at each other for a second. And he points to my eye. And it's like, oh fuck, oh shit.
Yeah, like you kind of feel yourself getting dizzy trying to keep up with her eyes, because there's one that like slowly kind of circles, and then the other one kind of just jitters back and forth, and like they kind of look like a chameleon's eyes. Like they don't always point at the same item, so she might be looking at Critias, but at the same time she's looking at you, and like you have a little bit of a desperate time trying to figure out who exactly she's talking to, because both eyes are fixed on you guys, and it's like you can't tell if she's like talking to you, Wolverine, or if she's talking to Critias, or if she's talking to somebody in the middle, or whatever.
So as all this is going down, the dude's getting a little dizzy, and he's kind of like wobbling his head. He's like, Critias, I don't think I could ever date a woman with a lazy eye. I think she is seeing someone else.
And then I'll lean over to Wolgren and say, I don't think you could date a woman anyways with all these voices inside your head.
That's not true. If I have enough voices, I can match the crazy.
Or exceed it.
She's like, well, actually, I'm Mad Maggie, not crazy.
Oh, that's a
But her eyes are still just going back and forth.
So your eyes look like...
hand on Critias' back, and I'm like, you're up, I'm going to go throw up. And I'm going to kind of walk a little bit away from still trying to keep up with her eyes. I'm going to go to the back, like put my hand on the trunk, and just kind of like throw up there.
We hear three different sounding vomiting noises.
You hear three voices just hurling at the same time.
Yeah.
Sounds like a reverb.
That's just going to make me hurl more.
Angros is just examining the car,
And I'm just he's a
hitting it, trying to see if it's alive.
So while you're hitting the vehicle, actually the other bird that has the spear comes over, and it kind of looks at you like, oh! And it's like looking at what you're doing, and it's like trying to figure out, like...
Alive?
It's like, alive is relative. And it's like just looking at where you're banging on the vehicle.
I'm just walking around and trying to see if it's alive.
No, it's not alive. It's just a vehicle.
I know, but my Angros doesn't know that.
Oh, you would know that easily. It's not anything living. It's got wheels. You know a carriage from a horse. Mm-hmm. This one looks like it's very hodgepodge, like kind of like hoopty built together, like the one that you guys saw the shop pop out. It looks kind of like that. It's got like the giant engine pipes coming up out of it. It just looks like it's been pieced together from like different versions of the same thing.
So after going around it and hitting it every so often, seeing how strong it is, I just nod my head and walk towards the others.
All right. Yeah, and the whole time, like you're walking around the vehicle.
Hitting.
Yeah,
testing
like you're
it.
hitting it. Like you can even bump it with like you can hold your maul and you're like. The other Kenku is following you around the whole time, like watching what you're doing, like. And it's got, it's a Kenku, so it's just like if you can think like birds are kind of like.
Think of Dark Crystal.
Yeah, like a Skeksis.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a Skeksis from Dark Crystal.
Yeah, it's following you
Everyone
around the
figured
whole
that.
time, like looking at every little spot that you're hitting. And it's not like it's looking like you're doing something wrong. It's actually looking like intrigued, like you know what you're doing. So
the creature finally
you just see this bird kind of like intrigued very much by you walking around this vehicle, hitting it with your hammer.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, and even then, after a couple of times, like it's got a belt of like tools and stuff. You see it every once in a while. It'll kind of like watch you go to the next spot, and it'll grab its hammer and like.
So it's mimicking me,
Yeah, it's mimicking you a little bit, but like I said, it's intrigued because it kind of has that look in its eye of like somebody that is also into D&D, following you around, like somebody sitting here that's into D&D, like watching you play D&D. So it's like he must know something I don't know, kind of thing. But yeah, but it follows you the whole way around this giant war engine while everybody else is on the other side talking. It follows you around. It's like watching everything. And it's like mimicking what you're doing because it thinks that, it kind of acts like you know what you're doing. It's like, oh man, he's fixing it.
He's fixing it.
And it walks around the whole vehicle until you get back around to the main group. And then you're jumping back in when Maggie comes up.
But before I do that, I turn to the. What creature is it again?
The Kenku.
Kenku, and say, and I nod my head like strong metal.
You kind of see it like take his little rah,
And I mimic him as well. Say rah.
Oh dear God.
and it kind of stops and is.
And I mimic that as well, and turn around after nod.
Yeah, and we'll say about that time is when Maggie walks up and she starts asking about Lulu. And a few minutes after, you see Wolgren walk over to the war engine, just kind of.
In 3 different voices.
Yeah.
As it's going on, the beast in my head is like, "Are you gonna eat that?"
Sick man.
You're gonna eat. You don't hear the
And then
beast.
you hear from the shield. The shield's like, "I can cook that."
Which
Does
then,
it-
after
We don't.
hearing
These aren't all voices. The shield is telepathic.
No, I'm saying, did any of it land on my feet?
I don't.
It was doing what for the second?
So, as all that was playing out in the initial cue, all that played in my head, and then hearing the army of 3 other things puking brings about the second puking.
He's like, "Oh, I wish you wouldn't have said you can cook that." Oh.
Vincent was wondering, or Angros was wondering if any of it hit his feet.
No, you're far enough away where it doesn't splash on you.
But I just mimic. I just mimic the
projectile
bird.
vomiting the same fucking Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell. Ah.
Your mother still sucks.
From Scary Movie 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you Ingros comes around and you see Maggie walk up and you see a little interaction and then Wolgren goes over and vomits and it's nowhere near you, but you're like, oof. That'd be rough.
So as my dude gets done puking, he wipes off his face. He tells Scree, he's like, We need to hurry up. The idiots are multiplying. Get out of here.
And then I'm gonna look at Wolgren and I'm like, that's the pot calling the kettle black and brown and burnt. I think do 3 different colors because there's 3 of them.
But while I go, I simply just say one last thing by saying, pointing to the card saying, strong metal, strong cart.
It's not
Yeah.
a cart.
Hey, he doesn't know it's a war engine, but he knows it's a
Yeah.
cart. Or a carriage.
Carriage.
There we
Yeah,
go. That
there
would
you
make
go.
more
Strong
sense.
carriage.
And then as you guys say that back and forth, and you're like, you know, the brown and the blue,
That's the pot calling the kettle black,
yeah.
brown, and burnt.
Yeah. And then you see Maggie, and she kind of turns, and she's like, "Oh, are those your favorite colors?
No.
I've done this myself." And you see her like flap around her like trench, and you see like just gunk and fluid and muck kind of flick off of it as she kind of flips it
Wolgren, round the car again.
Someone just figure out what we need to hear, please.
But
Just to be glad you don't smell the crab meat.
the rab meat.
The crab meat.
But yeah, she kind of does that for a second. She's like, "But I digress." And she flips it down, and it just flicks more mud and gunk down. But then she points, and she's like, "Ah, lovely Lulu, you've come back. Is there anything we can do? What brings you all to my humble abode?"
Apparently not lunch.
He's like, "Oh, are you looking to eat?"
Not now.
Meat.
I was gonna say the short, portly one probably could use a refill.
No.
As she looks him up and down, left and right.
Well, as one eye kind of flicks and looks at him in a circling motion while the other one's still looking at you.
No.
Like her head turns, one eye still stays on you, but the other one goes to Wolgren.
You should have the right eye go to Wolgren, left eye go to me.
Well, no, they keep separating
Yeah.
this way. That's why it's like, who's she looking at? Because if they both went this way, they would be focused in
Yeah.
one direction. That's why it's like, I can't tell if she's looking at me or you now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she looks at Wolverine, but then she comes back to you, and she's like, "What brings you here?"
We were sent here by oh, the hell's his name?
Onryu?
No, Onryu's not here.
No, we're not dealing with Henri. Was it
The Vision.
Ulfar? Yeah, the Vision that we
Uldur.
had. Uldur, that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
We're sent here by Uldur. There was a vision that we had of that we needed to come here. We're trying to keep Elturel from falling into this pit of hell.
All right. And what can I do to assist you?
Above the table. See, now I'm lost because we have played so long, I don't remember all this
Roll me
stuff.
an insight.
So I'll need some help with that.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. So with that, you recollect that basically you guys are trying to find Zariel's sword.
That's right.
The vision you guys had was from the fight that Zariel had when she stabbed her sword into the ground and made that giant temple.
Yeah.
And Zariel started to get corrupted. So Lulu grabbed the sword and flew off. Mm-hmm. And then came here, and that was where the vision ends.
That's right. Okay.
So you guys need help
Yes.
coming here thinking it will reboot some of Lulu's memories.
That's what
if
we're
not,
doing.
figure out where the next...
Yeah. And so
Venture point.
yeah, so I'll say, so we're looking for Zariel's sword and we're trying to help Lulu, because Lulu we think knows where it is. We're trying to help reboot her memory so she could possibly remember it. So far, that we're, that's what we're here for, in the attempt to, boost her memory, so we can again save El Terrell from falling into this cesspool of, I don't even know what the hell I'm standing in.
Well, I believe that I can help you all with that. I am capable of doing a ritual to where we can actually look into the little floating elephant's mind and actually see her memories. We might be able to discern where the lovely Zariel sword or other artifacts might have ended up. If you all are agreeable to that, we can most definitely go and do the ritual. It will take me some time to prep. But until then, I can get that going while you all have a fun time. Feel free to explore around the facility.
What is around here other than feces, vomit, and whatever the fuck that thing over there is?
That? I think that might be what's left over of one of my red caps.
Left over? Did you eat it?
No, not me. It's not lunch yet.
I don't have a response for that, so okay.
And while you're standing there, you see this giant flesh golem behind her. It has like this tube. Mm-hmm. I mean, it connects from his chest up around to his face. I mean, the actual mini there is exactly what he looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got this chest tube that looks like a section of,
of like an
large
intestine type thing.
Yeah. And it like hooks around into his mouth. But yeah, you actually see like some ports that actually kind of eject out a little bit of like bodily fluids while he's standing there.
Wolgren, we might need to find a shop and buy you a bag of holding that you can dump.
Bag of holding vomit.
Yeah. Or a bag of devouring to get rid of the vomit.
Yeah, that's what the other guy's for.
But yeah, so she basically says, if you guys, don't mind just hanging out, she'll go and get a ritual set up. It'll take a little bit of time.
What's there to do around here?
Honestly, Chuka, Clunk, show them around some of the vehicles. Maybe they would be interested in them.
So the two Kenkus are over by the war machine, and they kind of perk up their feathers in agreement of okay, we can show them around a little bit. But other than that, she's like, just I mean, there's not really much. We get
I can see that.
We get some of my raiding parties will come in with leftovers and chunks of things. You're welcome to sift through one of the local piles if there's anything in there that interests you.
To eat?
Okay.
There might be something edible. What it was before it was edible, I'm not sure.
This is not gonna settle well with everybody else.
But yeah, basically just whatever you guys want to do. There might be some little stuff that you can interact with, people there, whatever. The two red ravens that are on her shoulders, they keep focused on you all pretty much the entire time she's talking. Like they're both pretty much looked at Critias while she's interacting with you.
I'm gonna say I have a before she walks away, I'm gonna ask. I say I have a personal inquiry that I wish to ask you. If you have a moment before you start your ritual.
Yes. What can I help you with?
I'm gonna turn to Engros and just kind of stare at him. Go away.
Oh, food. I go to Wogan and ask him, want food? Better food?
No, God, no. I'm trying to figure out when I had carrots. I don't even like carrots.
Okay, so I go over to where the food is and try to see if I can.
There's a house just off to the side that has like smoke billowing out of it,
Mm-hmm.
like it has like a fire going. So you could probably find something over there. Mm-hmm. But as you look over at Ingros, Maggie also looks over at Ingros, and she's like,
Oh, who is the tall, dark, vacant one over there? I like the way he smells.
We still don't know who he is.
She's like, oh, would you mind trading him then?
What are you doing here?
How much? What are you offering?
like she's looking around.
Can you give me a working vehicle?
We could probably do that, yes.
Cool, he's yours.
Ritual time, boys!
So she turns.
Vincent's about to find. Ingros is about to find out what the food is.
So actually, she walks over to Ingros.
I'm
and kinda
walking
like,
towards the smoke area
Well,
for food.
this is
Well, this is just before you.
this
turned
is when I
because he was
turned to
still
you to
looking
tell
at
you. Yeah.
Okay.
And Maggie started talking with him. She kind of walks over and she like rubs a shoulder up against you, which does rub like some red and brown muck onto your side. And she's like,
Yeah.
I move away and politely
turn and start walking. And she's like,
Oh, I like it when they play hard to get.
I bet you do.
Beagle, I gotta dip out. My little niece is here.
"That's all good, dog." As I say, we got a little bit longer, but no, that's cool.
Again, sorry about that.
Nah, dude, you're good.
It has been a blast.
It's only gonna get better.
Well, just keep in mind, so 2 weeks from today, which would be 19th?
Yeah.
19. If you are going to be able to make it for that one, that'll be the next session.
I will.
You know, Gauze is gonna come back and be like, "What the fuck happened while I was gone?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Goes like, what the hell did I miss?
Yeah, I know. Last time I see Gauze, he's like, there's something up with that dwarf fella. And
Yeah.
now they're seeing it. It's like,
And now the dwarf fella's talking to
There's kids
himself.
around him. It's like, I'm literally going insane now.
Yeah, now the dwarf has multiple personalities, a twitch, whiplash, and the demon shield hooked onto it.
I'll see you guys
All right, dude. We'll
Later,
catch you.
Rogan.
later.
But we'll say, basically, Brogan, we'll just say, is going to flip around and just like
Go in a
lean
corner and
back
hurl.
up against the lean back up against the war machine, just kind of slump to the ground, just go.
To try to catch his breath and
Yeah.
not throw up anymore.
Yeah.
That works.
But then, yeah, you turn and you're walking towards the hut that has the fire, and then Maggie's like,
Ooh, plays hard to get.
you're like,
He's not very hard to get.
But yeah, so she does get prepped. She says she's going to go and get prepped to do the ritual.
Okay, well, then I was gonna ask her the personal question. I just need him away.
Yeah.
And then I will ask her, have there been any other travelers coming through here?
We don't get many. It's very complicated here.
He would look like me. But he would be blue in color.
Actually, now that you mention it, I believe somebody has been through here. There was a couple of them. You are a dragonborn. I've seen a blue one, bright blue, correct?
Yep, that's him.
I have seen him. Last I heard, he was looking for Tiamat, I believe. He was looking for her something about finishing finishing what he started. Blah blah blah. He was quite surly, a little bit hoity-toity, quite clean. He was very clean. We're not very clean down here.
I can smell it.
Oh, can you now?
That's not a compliment.
Oh. Well, I have seen him. He is here somewhere.
Here, or
In the realm. It's been several months since he's passed by my spot. But he is here. You are probably on the right track as long as you keep moving forward.
okay.
He may very well be looking for the sword himself. I'm not sure. But definitely, you keep following anything related to Zariel or Tiamat, you will come across him.
Okay, I appreciate it.
He seemed a very... how do you call it? A very...
Crap, why am I brain farting? Like, focused,
Oh,
has a direction that he's going.
tunnel vision.
Not really tunnel vision. I was going to say devout, but, like, dedicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has a very dedicated sense to himself. It's kind of like a dog with a bone. You give it to him, he's not giving it up.
More like engross when you give him a bone. Or actually give engross to a mimic and it won't give him up.
But yeah, so she does confirm that she has come across him.
Okay.
But it's been several months, but there's no telling how time transfers down
Awesome.
here up
Yeah.
to up. So
Yeah. Because the sun hasn't moved since we got here.
yeah, yep. But yeah, she did confirm that she has seen
Okay.
him. He did have some people in tow, but none of them were really recognizable. He was kind of the face of the group.
Okay.
So,
I can look
yes.
at that.
But yes,
So, where does Maggie go? She kind of, yeah, she does say, you know, now he very well, yeah, no, he's down here, and Maggie kind of confirms that she's seen him. Maggie also confirms that there are other groups. She is the leader of the Knucklebones crew, and there's other crews down here that he may have interacted or come across as well. So keep that in mind.
Okay. Are there? Do you know the names of the other groups?
Let me see. I could probably give you that.
If you can't, that's fine. I was just kind of.
No. I mean,
So this is the she said they're part of the Knucklebone group.
yeah, Knucklebone crew. She is the head warlord of the Knucklebone crew. Let me see.
And it's Mad Maggie.
Yes.
Maggie.
Yeah. The other crews. Let's see. Maggie can say. So let's see. There is, if you do go out into the wasteland, there are. I'm just going to say 3 other major crews. No, 4. There are 4 other major crews. One. One crew. Good grief.
What?
Oh, here. Here, I'll just give you the names of the leaders. There's Bitter Breath. Well, actually, okay. Bitter Breath's Marauders is the name of one crew.
Breaths, Marauders.
Yep.
Breaths. Okay.
A second crew going by Golden Doom.
Okay.
Another one called the Eighth Remnant.
Okay. Probably misspelled some of these, but it's fine.
Yeah, close enough. That's all that matters. And another crew. Known as. There's another smaller crew. It doesn't have a name specifically for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the three. Those are the three. It's only three.
It's just those three? Okay.
Yeah, just those three. So, yes, those are the other three warlord gangs.
Okay.
So, yes, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
Awesome.
But
Yes, you may be able to discern some information from the other warlord crews. I'm more or less the head one. I try to keep the others in line.
What's the problems with the other ones?
All of the warlord crews are vying for control of the of Avernus, so they're always fighting. I try to keep everything in line. I was deemed to do so by Zariel, so it's my job to keep them in line so they don't get too big or too ignorant.
Sounds like you got quite a mess here.
Yes,
No pun
everything
intended.
here's a mess.
Yeah, I can smell it.
Oh, sorry, that was me this time.
she kind of waves a hand behind her.
But yeah, you may be able to get some information from them as well. But
Okay.
in the meantime, I'm gonna go get ready for the ritual.
So she spins around and, kind of walks off. She turns because the golem is still standing there for a minute. And she spins around. She's like,
Mikey, go and do what you want. I will be busy for a bit.
so you kind of see the flesh golem kind of like turn, and his legs are very odd. They're kind of like grasshopper legs.
Yeah, I noticed that it's
Yeah.
almost like they... actually, they look like satyrs. Like
Yeah.
satyr legs.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she tells him to, just.
Muddle off and do what you like.
So he kind of shuffles off. But yeah. So. All right. She's gonna do that. All right. What are you guys doing? Actually, you're going for food, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, you go off to another hut, and you see more of the little, like, feral gnomes with the red hats. There's several of them outside that are chewing on, like, chunks of metal and bone. Like, one of them's chewing on a metal plank. He's like... And then there's another one that actually has looks like a femur bone that he's just gnawing on. And then there's a couple inside the building. They have like a giant pot that one of them is stirring. And then there's a couple of small tables that have just like weird looking chunks of meat. Some look like intestines, maybe a couple of appendages
Well-
from weird animals and creatures.
I go over and ask what you got, what meat,
Oh, what kind of meat you want?
what you got.
We have some white meat, some red meat. I think there's some blue meat in the corner.
Red meat.
Red meat. We got some.
And they bring you over like this calf. It looks like a red skinned like.
Is it alive?
No. It's just like from the knee down to the
Okay.
foot. It still has a shoe on the foot from the corner. It's got red skin.
There's a shoe.
Yeah, with a shoe on the foot still. And he's like,
There you go.
and he holds it up. He's like, ah. It's not. It's just looks like a severed leg.
Okay, I take it and where did you get the leg from?
He's like, the other pile of legs?
Human leg?
I don't know. I couldn't tell if I wanted to.
I slowly put it down.
Yeah. As you do that, you see that the other one is stirring the giant cauldron of randomness. Looks like there might be some potato-esque things kind of like coming up and flopping in. And
I'll try stew. Never tried stew before, but try stew.
Oh, you try some of the gumbo. Cool.
he goes over, he grabs this big bowl and slops it down in there, and he holds it up. He's like, there you go.
I take it with both my hands and slurp it down.
All right. So you get it, and you're like, okay. Give me a perception check.
I have a bad feeling about this. Persuasion, performance. 6.
6? Mm-hmm. All right. So you're slurping it down, and you get a couple of what you think are probably potatoes, might be potatoes. You get a couple like chunks, and they're kind of soft and mushy because it is stew. You get those, and you swallow those down. It's a sizable bowl, so it takes you a couple of gulps. Give me another perception check.
Different guys, though. 18.
Ah, cool. So as you get down towards the bottom of the bowl, you kind of see that like a section of the bowl, like you're starting to get down there, a section of the bowl has something kind of hanging. And as you take another gulp, you see that there's kind of an eyeball looking back at you.
I quickly set it down.
Yeah, like it's still hanging to, like the nerve endings are coming off the back of the eyeball, and they're still like the eyeball's basically kind of looking at you as you're holding the bowl up.
I put it down the minute I see the eyeball. Why eyeball?
He's like, oh, did you get one with an eyeball? That's good luck. Good extra protein.
I quickly slide it over.
He's like, you done? Okay.
So he kind of takes it and stacks it right back on the other bowls that were already there. Doesn't clean it, he just stacks it. He's like, actually, there's a little bit left in the bowl, so he dumps it back in the pot and then stacks it up with the rest of them.
Okay, I'll just add on the eaten part a very disgusting looking bowl of stew.
Yeah. While you're in there, one of the dudes, one of the red cap guys from the front gate comes around like the opening to the hut,
And he's like, oh, crab meat.
I look around. Where crab meat?
You, crab meat.
I'm not crab meat.
No, your pocket.
I feel around. I don't feel any crab meat.
It's your rations.
Oh.
Yeah.
The crab meat's in
Well-
the bag of holding.
Yeah, he's got the actual crab meat, but you were with the group.
So they think you have crab meat.
Yeah.
No.
No, they think you have crab meat. That's just gonna be a thing now.
Yep.
Crab meat.
Crab meat.
If we ever go out to dinner, I want crab meat.
You guys got any wonton crab meat?
And then the waiter.
What?
Is this a joke? What am I
If I say it, you're gonna lose it. If you say it, I'm gonna lose it. And our wives are gonna be like, "The fuck is
spit
wrong with
whatever
this?"
I had going on.
They're like, "The fuck did we marry? What's going on?"
Yeah.
I look at it and say, no crab meat.
You got anything else?
I pull out one ration and hand it to him.
He's like, He grabs it and he rips it open. Yep. As he does that, you see another red cap that's outside, or the other two red caps that are outside. They jump up and they go at the other one, and they're all fighting over the ration now. Like, one's hitting the other one on the head with the femur bone that he was gnawing on out front. He's like, mine! But you see them, like, tussling for the little ration on outside the hut.
Since I don't figure it's my business, I just, curious about the blue meat.
You're asking the red cap about the blue meat?
Yes.
He's like, the blue meat! Well, that blue meat is over... It was over there. He turns around, he's like, it's in the back! So he goes over and he grabs one of the chunks of... It looks like a little, like, glob of Jell-O. And he's like, He smacks it into... He grabs one of the bowls and he smacks his blue Jell-O into the bowl and he's like, blue meat!
I take one small piece of blue meat and I examine it and then I eat it.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I put it in quotes, Jell-O, blue meat. Okay,
It might be Jello-y, not Jello. He's rolling bad with that.
Yeah. So you go and you take this little chunk. You're like,
Is it a Constitution save?
Yeah.
10.
Oh, sorry, 10.
Still.
Sorry, I thought you said perception.
No, saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Constitution saving throw.
So 10. So
you,
10.
You kind of huck that one. You're like, whoop. It gets about halfway down your esophagus, and then you just feel it get stuck. So you're starting, like, you start getting the hiccups and like start like hyperventilating a little bit because this little glob of
I quickly go
chewy,
outside.
Yeah.
Trying to throw it out.
While this is all going on, I'm actually going to go over to the vehicle that the Kenku are at.
Okay.
Because I want to investigate it too.
Okay.
Just while he's choking on while he's dying on. What did he eat?
I don't know. Something random.
Oh, really? You don't even...
a gelatinous mass.
If he ate a gelatinous part of a gelatinous cube, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it was just a gelatinous mass. They didn't know what it was. It's just some randomness.
Wait, if this place is going to supply us with food and water, I don't want to know what the food and water is. It's some gross shit.
Yeah.
Basically,
And he's giving food away.
Yeah. He's giving the food away, eating the randomness.
I just gave one ration away.
Yeah.
How many do you have left?
19.
That means you have 19 days left. That is it.
But I'm going to buy some more rations after I get
Where? You just ate what you're going to be buying.
Probably.
I'm tasting it.
That's
Yeah. But you go outside the tent and you're just like dry heaving trying to get this thing up and it's stuck. It's stuck pretty bad. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, different. Please. Yes! 17!
So after dry heaving for a good 1 to 3 minutes, you're able to hawk this thing up. It comes flying out of your mouth and hits the side of the building and sticks to it. So it goes flying. You're like, and like you just hawk it up and like it bounces against the wall and stays there.
I go in and say, anything else besides buy blue meat?
He's like, you had the red meat, you had the blue meat.
Is there a yellow
You
meat?
ate some of the gumbo. I mean, we could probably make some green meat.
What's that?
We can make black meat. We can just burn it. Red meat becomes black meat. You want that?
I come from behind. Yes, he does. Now walk on.
I'm gonna try the green meat. I know I'm gonna regret this.
You want to try the green meat?
Yeah.
Okay. You see him go around the corner to like this other pile of random things. It's got some, like intestine and some other stuff. And you see him grab like a chunk, like a little mass. It looks like a heart. So you see him grab like this little heart, and he goes over and he dunks it into the cauldron and pulls it out, and then goes to the corner and pours some kind of liquid over it, and it turns from red to green. And he's like, "There you go."
I take a piece of it and a piece.
He actually grabs another one of the bowls from the same place where he's been like just setting and grabbing bowls with no cleaning in between. It's just like,
there you go. There's no sanitation here.
I take a piece. So it's in a bowl. I eat it.
give me a Constitution saving throw.
What are the things? Are you literally just making this up?
Yep.
Shit.
10. It doesn't fully agree with you, but it doesn't not agree with you. Like you're able to keep it down, but it does not. You're sure that you're like, whatever this is, it's only gonna stay down for a little bit.
He's gonna shit it out later.
I eat any more, this is gonna be bad. And as you're like munching on the little like heart meat chunks, you see another red cap kind of round the corner, and he's got the little blue mass that you hooked at the wall, and he's like, and he's just chewing on it.
Brogan would be throwing up right now, actually.
Yeah, but you see him, and he's like, "Hey, I found extra."
Oh my god. Oh, I gotta tell Jacqueline to make sure she doesn't watch this one. She's gonna be like, you guys are disgusting.
Yes. So the little guy's gnawing on it, and you ate some of the stuff, and it's just barely keeping down right now.
I'll buy some of the stew just to take with me on my trip.
Okay. So they go and grab like a little like water skin kind of container, and they just dunk it down in there, and they cover it up, seal it, and then they hand it off to you. And like, here you go.
So stew.
Strange gumbo.
Stew. Strange gumbo.
Yep.
And he's writing it in his equipped area, not his backpack area.
Yep. I mean, wherever you gotta keep track of it.
All right. I want to examine this vehicle here.
How many rations, by the way, could that stew hold?
It'd probably be one.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd probably be one replacement.
Yeah. So I figure get some.
The random stew gumbo mixture.
And all of a sudden I fight and
I'm gonna laugh if somehow a match falls in it and it explodes. And I'll be like, and you put that shit in you.
Yeah.
I want to go to the car and try to like figure out what this is.
So
This strange mechanical machine.
well, I get sick.
yeah, while you're over here upchucking, hawking up blue masses that other red caps are gnawing on like it's fucking gummy bear.
Let's see. I ate blue. I ate green.
Yeah.
I had an ugly looking bowl of stew.
Yeah.
And that's not even everything you've eaten before.
The roughest lungs ever. You're looking at the war engine. While you're looking at the war engine, actually the two Kenku, like you give me a give me perception.
16.
So, the two Kenku are working on the engine. Like you come over and they have this puzzled look, like something's wrong. Kind of like, if you were to walk up on a mechanic and they can't figure out what's going on, they have that puzzled look on their face, like something is not, like
something's wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. They can't, and they have like a puzzled look of what it might be.
Okay.
So, but you see them, they've got like hammers and little tools and wrenches and crowbars and
I
stuff.
want to get under the hood and see if I can help them figure out what's going on.
Okay. Give me.
Maybe I can get this for free.
Like whatever I'm digesting.
You ain't getting that for free. That's for damn sure. There's nothing free about the shit you've eaten. And we can say the shit you've eaten because you were probably eating shit somewhere.
Give me Arcana or an Investigation.
Well, either one's I don't have a bonus on, but I rolled a 20.
You roll a 20?
I literally rolled
Nat
a 20. Nat 20.
Okay. So you give it a little bit, like you kind of come up to it, and they kind of back off a little bit, and they kind of have the same look that they had on their face
When he was
when they were
scouting
following around Angros.
Yeah.
So both of the Kenku kind of look at you as you're going in to like inspect, and you take a good 5 or 10 minutes kind of going over the vehicle, in the general like on that side. There's a bunch of like gears and belts and pulleys and different mechanical items in there. But as you're going through, you happen to see. You see a gear that is like inside, like it's got a bunch of different gears that are intertwined with their teeth. You see one of them, and you start to feel like a strange energy kind of emanating off of it. Like it doesn't feel like just a mechanical part. It feels like kind of like it's a repurposed like living component kind of thing. Like it's got some energy emanating off of it, and it feels like it's just out of place. Like something's wrong with it and it's out of place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So what I would do then is I don't have any magic to do any of this with. Can I discern what type of spell is going to be needed for it?
Yeah.
If you said magical component?
A Arcana check.
7.
Like some sort of, you can tell some sort of like removal type spell would probably do it. Which one specifically, you don't know.
Okay. I'm going to look at them and say, spellcaster, do you have spellcasters here? To remove spells? I know they can't. They understand me, but I know they can't communicate. So I'm trying to think of how to word it to where they can give an answer back.
Yeah. So the one,
That's what I'm
let's say the one with the hammer kind of comes back and it's like, a wizard is never late.
Yes, do you have wizards?
The bird comes back. All signs point to no.
Okay. How long is it going to take for the ritual to be prepared?
That's going to take a little while. Probably 30, 40 minutes. So you're going to have some time to...
So I was going to say, could I take time to prepare? I just have to see if I have any of those spells at the level I'm at to prepare them.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. Paladin. Well, I have a protection from good or evil. I have a detect magic, but I don't have like a dispel. Oh, I have a dispel magic, but at 3rd level, and I don't have 3rd level yet. So,
no.
I mean, could I try to do maybe like prepare protection for good or evil, and then see if something like that happens?
Yeah, I'd say you'd have enough time to do that.
Okay, so I'll do that, and then cast that spell on the. Or actually, if you want, since we did a long rest, can I say I already prepped it for that, and then I just use it now?
Yeah.
Just say,
you can say
okay.
that.
So I prepared protection from good or evil, and I'm gonna cast it on the
gear.
On the gear.
Okay. So
That's the only thing I can think of.
yeah.
So it's kind of a removal.
So as you're standing there, you've got the spell ready, and we'll just say that you've got it up. As you are casting the spell, the birds kind of get like real close to you, and they're like on both sides of you. They're like watching what you're doing, like.
And when they do that, I'm gonna be like, space, space.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
I'll have to come up with some.
Yeah.
I'll have to pull some.
Just watch the Transformers movie with Bumblebee.
Yeah.
And just copy all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. But so you go and you cast a spell on the gear, and then you start to feel that the energy that was coming off of the gear actually starts to dissipate.
Okay.
So as it's starting to dissipate, the birds kind of, they see you cast a spell, but they're not picking up on any of the energy or what's going on. So, but you do cast a spell, and you do feel like it dissipates the energy that's emanating from that gear.
Okay, good. And when that's done, I'm gonna be like, try it.
And they're like, try it. And when you say that, he sounds just like you to the other bird, and the other bird hops in, and actually they kick over they hit the ignition, and it actually starts to rev, and the gears you see the gears all moving, and then it actually kicks on. And starts running. And it's just like, and
I was like, what type of removal? Like it. This is the only one I can think of that I had that has removal that I could prepare right now. So it's not like I don't have remove curse because I had to use that on as a scroll.
Yep. But the Kenku that jumped in jumps out and runs over to the other Kenku, and they both jump up and like chest bump and like high five, and they're like, do, 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 we're loving it. And they both kind of run over to you, and they're like patting you on the shoulder and on the back and everything.
No problem.
Yeah. So, they're able to get it up and running. But what we'll do is we will actually go and hold it there, because as you're helping them get the engine running, you're coming out and hooking around the corner. You're like, whew, like you feel just like your guts kind of it's got a lot of bubbling right now.
And I have a thing of stew from my ration that I do.
Yeah, you have the random things stew and gumbo mixture there. But so we'll pause it there for next time, and then we'll pick it up and continue on with that. Cool.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. Anybody that made it in. Chaos with ChaoticBeagle Entertainment. We're going to sign out of here. We'll be back in 2 weeks on the 19th to do some more D&D. Come and join us. Otherwise, you all have a happy, safe, fun week. We'll catch you in the next videos. Later, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just a weary traveler looking for a place to sleep.
What's the password?
That I'm just a weary traveler looking for a place to sleep.
Yeah, what's the password? What's the password?
Oh god, not this again.
Brogan comes in, he's like, oh god, not again.
That password, it's hard. It comes out in the poop. You got a softer password? Is that cut grab me?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
I'm losing my shit.
And then as you see the little guy who's kind of like peeking over the wall, you hear one of the dudes next to him starts smacking him. He's like, Wazik! Wazik! And the little dude turns, he's like, what? And he gets smacked in the face a couple of times.
It's been roasted over a spit until succulent.
Oh, Wazik! He said it's suckable! Wazik! while he's saying this, like he's slapping the dude in the middle, and he actually starts slapping the guy in the face. He's like, "Was it get soccer ball?"